Could artificial intelligence help to cut NHS waiting times? We'll take a look at a new scheme aiming to make hospitals more efficient.
Although it is being used in useful ways, actually. So we want to tell you now about how AI is being drafted in an attempt to help the NHS cut waiting times.
There are currently more than 7 million people waiting for treatments. It's hoped that AI will find time-saving efficiencies in the system. Our AI correspondent, Mark Cheslak, reports.
At the Hospital of St Cross in Rugby, as with all NHS hospitals, the push to cut surgical waiting times is more urgent than ever.
The scale is a lot larger than I think most people would expect it to be. Big challenge, though, of course, is how we balance that with a limited financial pot. Being able to just do more isn't always the option.
This is one of 3 UK hospitals using an AI system aimed at maximising already stretched resources in operating theatres. It's a collaboration between the NHS and a commercial medtech company called Proxmi.
What we're trying to do is not change the operation by any say. It's all the operations that happen around it, all the tasks, the coordination that is happening in a very manual and very inefficient way.
Consultant surgeon Brian Reamer prepares to work in an operating theatre which has the AI system integrated.
The efficiencies and the speed is not to do with the operation or the anaesthetic, and so there's no pressure on us to increase our productivity or increase how fast we do things, but it looks at the marginal gains around between operations and theatre cleaning and trying to not have idle time in between, and then those small little increments can add up and potentially have an impact on trying to decrease the waitiness.
Next door, the patient John is preparing for surgery. He knows exactly what it's like to be on a waiting list.
I'm here today to have my left hip replaced. I saw a consultant here in round about March last year and have been waiting since then for my name to come to the top of the list, basically, to get the replacement done.
The AI system is concerned with making sure the operating theatre is cleaned and prepared without wasting time, but the business of surgery is still performed by a very human hand. Inside the operating theatre, the patient, John, is undergoing a total hip replacement. There are a number of cameras and sensors around the room which are monitoring what stage the operation's at. The data is shared with staff allocating hospital resources. So, Juliet, when you get information from the operating theatre, where does it go?
So it comes into our live dashboard that we have displayed in our floor control office. So on the screen right now, just to clarify, this is a test screen. Yep. Okay, so obviously we don't want patient identifiable data being shown.
The system records when a patient goes into the anaesthetic room, when they go into the theatre itself, when the surgery starts and ends, and when the patient leaves the operating theatre. So the result of having all of this data all in one place, what's that meant? What does it mean for the teams here now?
It just means that they can manage the flow of the day better. So we can see where we've got issues and we can go and address them. And ultimately the aim is to be getting an extra case onto our theatre lists.
Getting an extra operation into the day is precisely what's happened at St Thomas's Hospital in London. They've managed to get an extra chest surgery into an operating day. At the moment, the reality for AI is that it's perhaps most useful in less flashy, dare I say it, quite dull applications. Jobs like clerical roles or transcription, backroom tasks. Not glamorous for sure, but this is where the technology is showing that it's actually useful. Tech like this isn't a magic bullet. Tackling waiting lists is a fundamental problem, and while more efficient use of resources can help, it's a small part of solving a much bigger puzzle. Mark Cheslak, BBC News.
Amazing technology being used there.